who do the apparel, they're getting the money, so why should they get money and not be shared?
American business.
Well, that's the whole point. They're making money off of these kids, and these kids should be getting money. I think they should be making money.
They got most of them have a scholarship to go.
But they're not really going to school. Let's be clear. They can't. They don't have time. How do you have time if you play for Ohio State? How do you have time to go to school?
Look at history. Yeah, all of a sudden it's going to change. What about the guys from 20 years ago? The ladies.
I don't care about them. They're not here anymore playing for. I think they would agree. I think the people from 20 years ago would agree and say it's about time these kids get paid.
Which LeBron did speak up.
Exactly. Many former college athletes say.
They didn't even go to college, but anyway.
Well, LeBron went for like a year, right?
Yes.
But many former athletes who are now playing.
He didn't even go. That's right. He went directly to high school.
He went from high school.
You're right. When he was 18.
Many former athletes will say yes, kids should be getting paid. I mean, I'm talking about kids who they're making tons of money off of ticket sales and media rights. I mean, NCAA makes so much money with media rights and selling. Why shouldn't the people who are playing for them get a part of that?
Okay, John is saying on social media, why not? Do the colleges give back to the athletes, which bring in millions from sponsors? So it kind of sounds like he's agreeing with you, Carolyn.
I just don't see what the harm is.
I just think it's unfair to smaller colleges.
I kind of feel like,
but it's unfair to smaller colleges now.
Well, I mean, yes, it is. And why are they shunned? Oh no, you guys, because you're a smaller college, we can't do that. But they're just as dedicated. They're just as good an athlete.
Well, I feel like if there is, sometimes you have that one standout at a smaller college, and
one person.
But still, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
But I'm saying if you have that one standout, they could reap the benefits too.
I think it's totally unfair.
Yes.
Totally.
So I kind of feel. Obviously, there are black and white opinions on this, and there are some good points on both of your arguments. I think that's why it's such a healthy debate that we've been talking about for a while. I do worry about if this does become a thing across the country, that the mindset at college is to have that you have the university on your back. You're playing for the team. It's an opportunity, and you're given these facilities to train and to get better, to then see if you're good enough to go to the NFL and make money off of you. So my only fear would be that the mentality and the passion at the college level would change because it becomes at 18.
It's all about business. It's all about making money.
At that point.
All business, all capitalism. That was the one thing I was going to say to you, Carolyn, was that isn't college supposed to be sort of that neutral ground for everyone, not just athletics, but for everyone where it's
But it's not.
I know, but I'm saying this would only make it worse.
I think this is dealing with the reality that it's not that way. I mean, anyone who has had any experience with either themselves being a college athlete or friends with or whatever, you know that they're not treated the same as the normal population. They have different, everything's different. There's so much is expected of them. They have practice every single day.
So
Everything
what you're saying, though, would make it even more different.
But it already is. So you can't, I feel like you have to deal with the reality that at big schools, the school I went to, our team was good, but it wasn't great. We didn't have those issues, you know?
I mean, I get the reality. I was a college athlete. I ran track, and it was a difference between the regular students and the athletes. However, I do see the point of, at the end of the day, college sports, it's like a team, but once you have that one standout that's now making money off of endorsements, it's all about, I feel like that person would be about themselves more so than the team, because they already know they're high profile,
and
they're already standing out.
Defensive tackles make zero. This high-flying, highfalutin quarterback is making $1 million. It's unfair even on the team.
I'm kind of in the middle because I totally understand, because I was an athlete, but then on the other hand, I'm looking at, it's already a separation.
And what was your athletics? Where'd you go to school?
Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
And it was technically a smaller school,
but there
were standouts. Josh Norman, he used to play for the Carolina Panthers.
Football.
He went.
Football. Yeah. You would get zero, they would get $100,000.
But
you would get zero.
But
it's not fair.
It is okay. I'm just not going to say anything. We live in a world that's based on merit. Someone who brings in $1 bajillion for a school should be getting paid more than Ruby, who's not bringing people into the seats. Sorry, Rubes, it's true. It's the same thing with what we do for a living.
Okay. So then let me take the argument even further than this and then say, okay, would the same apply to high school?
No, because high school doesn't have endorsements.
No, but if they
You
wanted to,
could.
you could. There's no reason why you
Zion,
couldn't.
look at Zion.
There's no reason you couldn't.
When he was in high school, he
Sure.
was
I think
better than most college
Because I would
athletes and
say
wasn't getting
both
that.
are supposed to be educational experiences where people are
Correct.
treated equally.
high school's a little different.
I feel like it should be
A
an
lot
incentive.
different,
It should
actually.
be
No,
an
you're talking
incentive
between
when
an
you go
18-year-old
to
and a
the
19-year-old.
NFL.
No, I'm not even talking about ages. I'm saying the way that the athletic programs are at high schools are completely different. They're set up just like, oh, this is kind of like for fun-ish. You go into a college and you're an athlete at a football program or a basketball program that's elite there, everything is set up for you. You are not, it's a program. You are an employee of that football
So now
program.
what would make college sports different from now the NBA or the NFL? Because that is, like, they're getting that money at that level. You're supposed to be a pro athlete. Now you have that incentive. Now it's no different from college to the NBA or NFL. So what else do you look forward to other than the price tag that you get once you
Well, you're
go
not
through
getting
the
a
draft?
salary. You're not
From
getting
the
a salary
NFL. You're not getting
when
paid
you're.
for
I know, but I'm saying
college.
the endorsement incentive, like that's something that's happening only, you know, with professional sports.
Listen,
now.
I'm not saying I know the answer 100%. I do think, though, that
No,
there's something needs to be. I don't know if this is the answer, if what California is doing is the right answer, but I do think that a lot of money is being made off of these kids, and they're not getting any of that money.
Which everybody
I'm uncomfortable.
sees.
I will agree with you. I'm uncomfortable the amount of money that's made off some of these students.
and not just the amount of money.
They don't see any of it.
Right, and that's what I'm uncomfortable with too, and not just the money that they're making
Yeah.
off of
The
apparel and things like
caveat-
that.
the caveat
I'm saying that coaches making millions of dollars. They're
Yes.
getting
When you
bonuses
look
for
at it
these
that
kids
way,
playing
when
well.
The coaches
I am
are
uncomfortable
making
with
money.
Here's the
then yeah.
caveat. It's some. It's a few. It's so unfair. When you think about basketball and football, then you got someone who's playing track, someone who's on the tennis team, someone who's on the baseball team, zero money to them.
See-
And you got someone in the same athletic department making $1 million and you're making zero. It's totally
So you're
There's a
saying too with
conversation about
coaches. So what about
women's
coaches? So like, should the female golf coach make as much money as Urban Meyer or as Dabo Sweeney?
That's once you're an adult, and that's.
But it's the same thing. We're talking about college. Yes, we are. We're talking about
college is education.
You
No,
first.
but-
Somebody who is 20 years into their career versus someone who's still 18 or 19 years old.
no. But what
They
I'm
made a
saying
career
is,
choice versus
what
what
I
is-
am saying is. If you are looking at coaches then,
Yeah.
and you're saying this coach is worth more, he's saying that athletes are athletes and they all work hard. So coaches are coaches, they all work hard. So why should one be
Talking about a
paid?
profession versus a student.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean,
I don't know. I just
You're
think
an
that we
adult.
all know that the reason why certain people make more money and reason why certain athletes would make more money is because they're the ones getting
we also
people
have
in
to
the
remember,
seats.
you're 18 or 19 or 20 years old. You are not an adult. You've got a long way to go to maturity. I mean, so I think you get in a situation like that. It's a can of worms when you're paid that kind of money, and then you get out in life, and you're not an athlete anymore. You didn't make it to the NFL, the NBA. What happens then?
Well, then you have some money in the bank because they made a lot of money off you.
I will say, obviously, a lot of opinions on this.
go on
As we're
forever.
having
I'm
this
interested to see
healthy
what other
debate
states
here.
jump on board other than California.
And even the professional athletes now who played, college ball have different opinions on this, because I know Tim Tebow, who had #1 selling jersey, has spoken out that he wouldn't be for this. Obviously, we're here at Seth Curry. He would be for this. Walter says he doesn't feel like that these colleges are making a ton of money off of one athlete, but more the success of the program, probably. Mike says, where does it end? Best athletes go to the highest bidder. These kids are getting a free education. A lot of comments. Kaiser said she's in the middle. Or he, I don't know if that's it. I can't tell by the profile
I mean,
picture.
let's ask this question though. Okay, so we know that kids who are student athletes, they leave college early.
Some do.
Many of them do.
Right.
Because of the draft. Because
Right.
if they don't leave, they're leaving at the time that's the best for them to make the most money.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't get their degrees. So we all know that the system is set up for them to leave, and it's not really about the education.
Not all of them leave. Many of them who are great athletes still
Will
get a
finish
4-year
out.
education, finish their.
I'm saying,
Kind
but they
of
don't
their own choice.
right, but they don't finish it out in the traditional way.
And then Buddy says football is a team sport. Michelle thinks they're already getting a free education. And then Sydney says you're in school, get a real job. Don't play. All right. Well, continue to weigh in. You can go vote if you want to.
I have so much more to say,
voice
but I
your
will not.
opinion. I know. Hey, we all have our own opinions, and that's why nothing is set.
We could make this a
That's
one-topic
why-
Facebook Live.
Right, I think we could.
I was
We
going to say,
really could.
honestly, there's no reason not to.
Hey, this could literally be our longest talked about topic. 12 minutes in.
I'm interested to hear
Just
what
by the way-
college athletes have to say. Obviously, we heard from LeBron and Steph. Like, what people who are actually in college athletes,
LeBron didn't go to college.
what would? No, I'm saying not. And besides hearing from them, we're hearing from the professional athletes. Like, what are college like?
Let me say this:
Current,
the percentage of NBA players with college degrees. Okay.
they want the money.
This tells you the statistics.
Wait, hold on, I
The
didn't hear what you
percentage
said.
of NBA players right now, players in the NBA who played in college, who actually have a college degree, 21%. The system is not set up to, because you're a student first. No, it's not set up that way. They're making money off these kids. They know they have a year or two to make the money, to get the people in the seats, ticket sales, blah, 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 blah. And the kids leave.
I do wonder what Ruby said about college athletes, because let's just say University of Alabama, huge football program, obviously. Everyone says they're like an NFL team. Tua Tagovailoa as their head quarterback. Would he want the opportunity to make money from endorsement deals, or would he say, no, I'm playing for the University of Alabama right now?
And the guy that's lined up in front of him is a right guard and a left guard, and they turn and go, it wasn't for me, you would not be protected. Where is my money? Because they're not going to get that kind of deal.
Mike feels, that's a good point, Larry. Mike feels like the name should even be taken off jerseys because it's so much a team sport at that level.
But that's my whole thing. So they're selling jerseys based on someone's name, then don't do that. If you don't want, do you know what I mean? If it's supposed to be about the team, then don't sell those. But they're making money any way they can. Don't put the one guy. They always have like with Clemson, they have Trevor Lawrence on everything, right? They have his face on everything. He doesn't make anything off of that.
So
don't
you're
have
saying,
that.
like, don't benefit off of him if you're
Well,
not
then the
going to.
college should give them a stipend, then make it up to the college.
Which North
that.
or South
Yeah.
Or I
Carolina?
look at it as you're going to college to set yourself up
Yeah.
to then go pro. So just because your face, again, I'm in the middle, but just because your face is on every little thing, that's good for the college, it's good for you, but ultimately they're setting you up to go pro,
Because
and that's where you're going to get your money.
They would say, the critics would say, quarterback, whoever it might be, would never have that opportunity if it wasn't for the school.
Right.
The
Correct.
school is giving them the platform.
Said,
Because
hey,
who
we
would
see
you
your
be
talent.
without the marketing, without the photos everywhere?
For that 3 or 4 years,
I will say-
that's the school's investment that they're getting paid back for.
When we started this conversation about a month ago or something, I think when we first talked about California making these moves, there were lawmakers, I believe in South Carolina, because I remember Dabo saying he would check out. Remember, if they went this way, he would no longer it would take it out of it for him. That there were lawmakers considering a $5,000 stipend to athletes over the whole bill that California just signed. So, because that reminded me, Larry, when you said maybe give them a stipend.
Because you have to think about it, they can't have part-time jobs. When are they going to work?
Right.
So that's when the stipend.
I work.
Right.
you know.
I
You
had
worked?
a stipend and I still work.
You did?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you're
I had to. I literally had to. I had a full ride to Coastal Carolina, and I had a stipend, and I still worked. There's time if you make it. I mean, some people don't, but there's time.
for a football player, there's not time.
I mean, they're not gonna. What football player is doing that? I mean, maybe I had a little different motivation.
Your
than
schedule
I
is
had
a little
in
different
college.
probably, too.
At the end of the day, in high school, you're trying to make a name for yourself. You're introduced into the world of sports. From middle school, whatever. And then college, that's when you're putting yourself on the map. The college is helping you with those funds. Funds are in college are different from high school. They're helping you put yourself on the map. So then when you get that time where you're shining and you get that spotlight from that marketing that the college is giving you, that's when you should have those incentives of getting the endorsements and getting all the money that comes with being the pro athlete. That's how I think it's set up.
What if you get hurt?
Then you get hurt. Then you
You
have to
know
go
that
find
going
a
in,
job.
I mean,
You have to have a plan B.
that's why you go to school.
Right?
As my mom
There's a
said,
plan B.
You always have a backup option.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
This debate will continue.
On and off the air.
Well, and because the bill in California is not set to be put into action until 2023, so we were talking
could be some changes.
maybe that's given a window for other colleges and universities to get on board, or for the NCAA to put their foot down and say, hey, nope, we prohibit this, and we're still going to prohibit it. So we'll kind of see. But Ben, I was surprised you wanted to talk about sports on Facebook Live.
Oh no, I really didn't want. But I mean, like, I do think it's interesting.
Yeah,
It is
I think that when we
fascinating.
have a
I
good
do-
conversation, we
I
don't
think
have
it's
to
super-
move on.
think it's super interesting, but I mean, like I went to NYU and sports was not a thing. Like we
Right.
didn't really have. So like you guys talk about the football experience.
You're right,
and that whole
they
thing.
don't, huh?
Like we didn't have football. Like
Right.
there was not anything. So it's so much of this is like
You
foreign
got a
to me.
lot of scholars there.
Yeah,
That's
it's just foreign to me. Like our fencing was the big thing.
Those Spencers were getting huge endorsements.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You're at a major college. You're on the fencing team. You get no recognition. The guy down the hallway is a quarterback, and he's getting $1 million a year. But you are just as dedicated, just as hardworking. You're an athlete, and you get nothing. That's unfair.
There's strong arguments, but everybody is making strong.
Lawrence, do not start with me again.
Do not do what?
Carolyn, to her credit, has tried to wind this thing down now 5 times.
I'm trying to let's stop. I'm not responding, and then I'm not responding. You know how I feel.
I like the conversation.
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Well, thanks for
fun.
tuning in. We're going to get your forecast because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
October 1st.
Yes, we got 4 days of heat.
And you're saying it's Hot-tober.
It's
Yeah.
hot. That's what we changed the name to Hottober. Got record-breaking temperatures, but the weekend concentrate on the last 3 panels.
Yes.
Right.
Saturday,
Especially
Sunday, Monday.
Saturday and Sunday would be very, very nice. Mid to upper 70s and chance of rain. We need some rain. That'll be on Monday, so hold off the rain till Monday. Great looking weekend for football and all,
Anything
Hey.
else?
everything else going on.
Faith
All those
says.
money makers.
Faith says the feelings that we have attached to our own opinions are entertaining in and of itself.
I'm sure.
And Michelle says go Ruby. So hey, you know, just for you.
Is that your family member, Ruby?
I actually don't have a family member named Michelle. But good morning, Michelle. Have a great day. Let me know what's driving you crazy on the road.
Bye guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Ruby.